What up, YouTube? We're keeping it going. Part 8 of building the perfect 1994 roster. Um, Next name on the list is Ludwig Borga. And looking at his timeline, he was out by January 17th, 94. Royal Rumble 94, he was replaced by Bam Bam Bigelow. I'm not going to include him in this January 94 to WrestleMania 11 roster. If you want to, go ahead. There's a great Ludwig out there. Um, Other names that we're skipping is Linda McMahon, Lord Alfred Hayes. I wish you could put people in the broadcast booth. One day, hopefully, we do custom announcers. I'd love to put Lord Alfred Hayes there. But for what we're doing, we don't really have a use for him. And then the other one, Louis Spicoli. He was enhancement talent. He was jobbing out. Uh, I don't think he was there as often as a Dwayne Gill or a Barry Hardy or a Reno Riggins. So I'm not going to go out of my way to look for him just yet. So after Ludwig Borga, we are going with Luna Vachon. Okay, so what we have here looks like a perfect face, the right hair. Looks like a really good face. I'm not going to go through an island reward for this. That first one might be it. With only 4 pages, it's worth taking a look. Maybe somebody came out with a great Luna Vachon today and just hasn't been downloaded yet. Nope. So this really is the only Luna Vachon worth downloading you have. Looks like her oddities version, and then looks like close enough to the Bam Bam version. The '94 Luna Vachon, she had no boobs, but by the time she came back in '98, uh, they were huge. So if you really want to dig deep and get accurate, you might want to change the body type. This is absolutely her '94 look. Usually every year, you will get that attire. You can update this Luna later. But as far as it goes, the face looks great. The uh, that looks amazing. Let's see if we can take those boobs away because they were not there yet in 1994. That's better. That's better. Uh, Honestly, still too big. Too big for '94 Luna, but better than what it was. We're gonna boo that bitch. Uh, Luna was from the famous Vachon family. Elle vient de Québec. Alors, on va dire Montréal, Québec. C'est bon pour moi. Luna Vachon, Bam Bam's main squeeze. All set. All right, the next few are not gonna lie, kind of headaches. The next three on the list are Mabel, Macho Man, and Marty Jannetty. They all had so many different attires. Macho Man, we're looking at WrestleMania 10. He was very part time. He left in '94. Wasn't I? So we're gonna. And the thing is, of all these years, I've never seen anybody do a good WrestleMania 10 Macho Man. So we'll see what we have. Oh, not Macho. We'll see what we have for Macho Man for '94. Mabel, Mabel and Mo, you can go the purple and gold at this point. King Mabel, not yet. I thought we had a good Men on a Mission. Did they spell it wrong? Let's try spelling it wrong. Men on a Mission, they always come out, but usually late. Again, they're not high priority for anybody. So I have a Men on a Mission in my '93 save. I wonder if the creator deleted it. Usually, Oscar, if you get an Oscar, it's probably like the last month of the game's existence. Nobody gives any love for Oscar. Nobody does a good. I'm gonna say no, but you usually get a good early '93, like a late '93, early '94 Men on a Mission, the multicolored. You usually get that in the last month or two that the game exists. You never get good ones early. Oscar, it's rare that maybe by the end of the game's life, you get a good Oscar, or you get an Oscar at all. So we're not going with Mabel. Like I said, I downloaded a decent one from my '93. The creator must have taken it off of the uploads. So Macho Man '94 is tricky because nobody ever makes the WrestleMania 10 Macho Man. That's '92. That's Tuesday in Texas '91 and WrestleMania 8 '92. And he just didn't wrestle much in '94. So you kind of have to go um, what you think he would have wrestled in that era. Like that first Slim Jim, more of a '94 look. That's why I said that Mabel Macho Man Marty Jannetty is especially for '94. This one looks good. See, I can't tell you that Macho Man wore that in '94, but I can tell you that Macho Man could have wore that in '94. And I think at this point, that's what we're going with. It's a shame they didn't use him more. There's conflicting reports. You know, Bruce Pritchard said he wanted to pull back. He wanted to wrestle less. This was the outfit he. Oh, that black though. So I like this. That's the outfit he lost his heavyweight title to Ric Flair in '92. I want to say September '92, and then that black we can do something with. So that looks like, so that's kind of Macho Man '92. I feel like they would have used that graphic in '94 of Macho Man, whereas this is Macho Man. I feel like '95. So do you want to use the year that's closer, or do you want to use what they probably would have used at the time? I like that one. I like this one. Just the sizing's off. I like that one, but the sizing's off. That just screams '92 to me. I like that for '94 Macho Man. Even if that's WCW, that's something he could have wore in WWF '94. All right, so we are going to. Okay, we already put the. We already worked on Luna. Let's give her render. Let's make her a heel. Let's give her the black. Good job by the creator for Leilani Kai. We're just going to go with the black that's in the picture. This is the most work I've ever done to uh, a female on my 1994 roster. So we're really putting in the effort to make sure Leilani Kai has a decent build. I might have gotten quiet on during the time it was to talk about my favorite Leilani Kai matches or my favorite Leilani Kai memories. Apologize for that. Leilani Kai, if you're out there and you're watching this, text me. All right, let's get to Macho Man. Or what? Are they already alternate time? They are. So, like I said, the '94, he didn't wrestle much. I do like these a lot, especially that one. That jacket, that hat screams SummerSlam '92 to me. But we're gonna We're gonna throw a render on him and use that as an alternate anyways. We're not gonna throw a render on him and upload it as our own. Sometimes if I do a significant amount of modifications and I can re-upload, I will. My 93 save, I redid Jim Duggan. I gave him his USA singlet with his knee pads. I did a pretty good edit, so I did re-upload that one. All right, so like I said, let me look up Macho Man WrestleMania 10 right now. So I feel like, or it was black and white. That's pretty. That's not far off. I thought off the top of my head it was more silver. But at WrestleMania 10 he had the top. Maybe with a lot of work we can edit that. But you know what? I think with a little bit of work, we can get that WrestleMania 10 look. Uh, we can do that WrestleMania 10 look right now. Yeah, big checkerboard. Oh, yeah, big checkerboards on his jacket. If you look up his WrestleMania 10 attire, it's it's basically this, but with um, a little gimmick infringement on Bob Sparkplug Holly. See if we can match up these checkers, the size at least a little bit. You know, if you got a Macho Man impersonation, take my advice. Keep it to yourself. Everybody out there has a Macho Man impersonation. Um, it's become as overdone as a Christopher Walken, a Jack Nicklaus. It's just one of those easy impersonations that everybody out there has. So if you think you can do Macho Man, you probably can, and thousands of others can too. Can we put it in the fringe? That would be nice. We can. The problem is at WrestleMania, it was actually very small checkerboards, small checkers. Whereas this is very big. I'm looking at the WrestleMania. Oh, we got okay. We got one more. I'm looking at the WrestleMania 10 Macho Man right now, and this is doing a lot for me. So yeah, Bruce Pritchard said Macho Man asked to take a lesser role, go in the booth. If you listen to Eric Bischoff, he said Macho Man still wanted to be a part of the show. He went to WCW and was a big part of what they did. He won their world championship. He had more runs with Hogan and Liz and Flair. Uh, he had a lot left in the tank. Word is Vince McMahon was really more hurt by Macho leaving than anybody else. Uh, I don't know if that true story is ever going to come out. What happened? Him and Steph, it really seems like that's a stretch. I don't believe that happened. Um, Anybody that was there at the time, they all say, no, I never saw anything. I never heard anything at that time. That seems like a story that came out way after. So we're not gonna believe Macho and Steph was actually a thing. We're gonna put one on each side on that. But look at Macho Man 1992. Let's look at Macho Man since he was reinstated after the career-ending loss against Ultimate Warrior. Um, he had that blood feud against Jake Roberts, and as a kid, and him getting bit by that snake, that stays with me. That was one of the coolest, most surreal things I've ever seen. And then just his, I wish he would have been a part of Survivor Series. He wasn't. Tuesday in Texas against Jake Roberts. Man, that match was all passion, all emotion. Um, can we put a top on him? I think we can. I think we can do this top. And then after Jake Roberts, the feud with Ric Flair, you legit believed. I just want the top. 92 against Ric Flair, you absolutely believed that Ric Flair had something to do with Elizabeth, and Macho Man was going to kill him for it. We can just do a sleeveless. That might work. If we can do a sleeveless with the fringe, it'll work better. So Macho Man went from a feud with Jake to a feud with that might be the best. A feud with Ric Flair, two blood feuds that you believed were so real, and his realism in his fights were so good. And then his match against Warrior, just Macho Man versus Warrior again after that WrestleMania 7 match, you just believed was such a big deal. And then after Warrior, it kind of fizzled out. You know, he was with, he lost to Flair. Razor Ramon interfered. The Macho versus Machismo was a thing. But you never got that payoff. That Survivor Series match, he were perfect over. Okay, but that led to perfect in Flair. You never really got the resolution of Savage and Razor. And then so you look at he main evented well WrestleMania 8 he was the championship match. Co-main evented WrestleMania 8. SummerSlam 92 you'd say co-main evented. He was in the heavyweight title match. And then Survivor Series 92 I think Brett and Shawn went last. So again, you could say he co-main evented. And then Royal Rumble 93 he was the last man out. So you went a year straight, co-main event, co-main event, co-main event. End of Rumble, last man out. To WrestleMania 9, yeah, we got nothing for you. King of the Ring, commentator. SummerSlam, come on out before the main event. Survivor Series, injury replacement. So it was really a steep drop off. Okay, let's do this. A steep drop off from 92 to 93. So if you look at the WrestleMania 10 attire of Macho Man, it really kind of angles in. So if we stretch this out, is it going to look anywhere near what it should? It doesn't. It doesn't. We'll leave the shirt off. So you really want the fringe of the Macho Man and put the checkered logo on that, and then the middle is just black and white stripes across coming in. Um, so later on, when we're really perfecting this, we can put all that work in. But for now, with the two attires, the makeshift WrestleMania 10 attire, uh, I like our Macho Man. So, like I said, these are generally frustrating people to get right. Luna, we figured out. Mabel apparently is taken out. Macho Man, we did what we could with what's there for Macho Man, and then we're gonna do Marty Jannetty. Jannetty is usually all over the board. There's so many iterations of Jannetty. You got Midnight Rockers. You got so many different versions of the Rockers. You got the 93 Jannetty, the 94 Jannetty. Um, you got the new Rockers Jannetty. So let's see if anything fits. Yeah, you got just a makeshift shitty Jannetty there. if anything fits the 94 Genetti that we really want. So these Genetti renders with that singlet, I know he wore that fall of 95. So if we're going 94, that second Genetti is pretty much what we're looking for. Like I said, that first one is more 95. But for his involvement in 1994, we can kind of go back and forth on that. He had his singles pants, the blue ones with the neon detail. That's where I believe he won the IC belt over Michaels with. I'm not sure how much he wore those in 94. Yeah, see, that's a 94 Genetti render saying it has two rockers of tires, which don't even make sense. Why would you even upload that? Okay, so the one we downloaded has the those pants with the top. He also wore those pants without the top. So that is those pants without the tops. Decent 94 tire. Yeah, garbage. So yeah, we got the best Marty Jannetty out there. The next one's Matt Hardy. Again, same with Jeff. Obscure jobber. At that point, not sure we're gonna find that version. The next name on the list would have been late '94, and this one rarely pops up. Rarely pops up in the cards, so I don't have high hopes for it. We got Max Payne. He was never on any major pay-per-views. Was he at Survivor Series? Um, Not much of a following for Max Payne. All right, 24 pages. We're gonna try to hope somebody spelt. If somebody took the time to make him, I hope they took the time to spell his name right. Unlike me with the Bushwhackers. In WWF from December 1994 until October 1995. So about 10 months. Was he also Man Mountain Rock? He was also Man Mountain Rock. Also known as, Oh, Smoky Mountain Wrestling is going to pop up. Only 4 pages. We'll check it out. Also known as Buffalo Peterson from 91 to 95. Also known as Blacksmith from 94. December 94 to January 95. Also known as Lucifer Payne, 87 to 89. Max Payne and Max Payne. Alright, so we're not doing Man Mountain Rock just yet. So, what a piss off that they took $1 Million Man out of this game. I would love to hear one justification. Legends contract isn't up. They still release toys of him. He's still involved. So a few good DiBiase's have come out. The one we're looking for is manager attire. We need manager render. We're going to need dark hair. We're going to need him in a suit. That's a good looking one. I don't know what you got to unlock for that one, but this is a good looking one. So DiBiase retired shortly after SummerSlam 93. He went to Japan right after. I was at SummerSlam 93, and this whole time I thought I saw DiBiase's last match against Razor. And then just maybe earlier this year, I learned that he went and did a tour in Japan. I believe with Big Boss Man. So his manager attire isn't exactly that suit. It's a black suit with. We can probably edit it. We can edit this suit. We can probably make the collar. We can probably make the collar black and make the money sign gold. So let's just find. What a slap in the face, too. You get rid of DiBiase, but you leave his suit in. It's like, yeah, we know he's there. You can't have him. Next couple names on the list, Mo and Mr. Fuji. We're not going to do much with them. There's no Mabel. There's not going to be a Mo. And Mo with just 2 letters. It's going to be super hard to get rid of this guy. Mo going to be super hard to search. I think what we're going to do is we're going to put this on this. Now, how do you make it? We're going to set it as manager attire. Let's turn the gold to black. You know, actually, that looks cool. That looks cool. That looks cool. That looks cool. He should have messed around with the colors of his suit. Yeah, he just did that. Bow tie stays black. All right, so the color of the suit is going to match the dollar signs. So what we're gonna have to do placement. Quick little fix to make it more his manager attire. Million Dollar Corporation was a huge part of 1994. Um, Unfortunately, I think they're too big of a part of 1994. They didn't have Sid yet. Uh, I don't think they really had any top level heels. They had Bam Bam, but I think they really were the top heels of the company, and I don't think they had big enough heels to make it work. So yeah, when he had the manager suit, it wasn't sparkly. It was just a suit coat. Uh, the pants were just pants. Just making dress pants. If you really wanted to put more effort in, you can change the top to more of a suit coat with the dollar signs. But for what I'm doing, it's good enough. He had dark hair as a manager. He stopped dyeing that. It's a great face for DiBiase, though. It's a great face. Look at the difference between 8990 DiBiase, the green and the blonde, and manager DiBiase. We're gonna have to find a manager DiBiase render. DiBiase was the seasonal residence. I never understood that as a kid, but now understanding that he lives wherever he wants, whenever he wants, that is awesome. I think we're going to throw a render on Ted DiBiase right now, and that's going to do it for part 8. I was gonna say we're in the T's, but we're only in the M's. Usually I hammered all this out in one night. 12 hours, just put a roster in and then tweak it as I go and then perfect it. But chopping it up like this, it's really giving me perspective on how much of my life I waste on this game and how much time it takes to do all this. And you know what I'm going to change from this point forward? Realizing that absolutely nothing. You just need a render. So we're not going to find a manager, DiBiase. We're going to have to do a $1 million champion. I uploaded this for a 92, 93 save. But as far as manager Ted DiBiase, as much as I don't like the renders with belts, and this is DiBiase with blonde hair, this is what we're going to use for now until a better one comes out. All right, that's going to be the end of part 8. Thank you for watching, if you're following along. And we'll get going again. I got Mo up next. I don't think we're going to find a Mo. Mr. Fuji is fine. Mr. Perfect in 94. All he really did was the referee attire. We don't have to mess with that. You can use the in-game perfect and put him in the ref. Nikolai Volkov. We'll see if there's a $1 million corporation version of him. If not, we'll get the best one there is. Oscar, I don't think exists yet. And then Owen Hart. Owen Hart will be the focus of the next one.